What if I told you that losing her was not the end, but the beginning of something far greater than you could imagine, and that this pain you feel deep inside, this heartbreak that seems to tear you apart, is not a punishment, but a gift in disguise? Most men crumble when a woman walks away and chooses someone else. They fall into self-pity, replaying every memory, begging for closure, and asking themselves over and over again, what did I do wrong? But a man who chooses to be stoic does not break under the weight of rejection. He does not chase, he does not beg, and he does not crumble, because he understands a truth that many never see. When she chose another, it was never really about you. It was about her own needs, her own desires, and her own path. And trying to make sense of it is a waste of your strength. The real question is whether you will allow this loss to destroy the man you are, or whether you will use it to build the man you were meant to become. When she walked away, life placed a decision in your hands. Stay broken, needy, and weak, or rise and become the man who cannot be shaken by anything or anyone. Rise and become the man who wins by letting go, because make no mistake, when you stop clinging and start walking forward, you will win. While she might expect you to be lost without her, what she will eventually see is a man who became stronger without her, a man she will come to regret leaving. The man who never clings is the man who never truly loses, because real power lies in walking away without fear. If you are ready to master your emotions and take back your power, the journey begins now. The illusion of love. Love feels real, doesn't it? When she smiles at you, holds your hand, and whispers promises in the dark, filling your heart with dreams of forever. But the truth is that what you thought was love was an illusion, a beautiful mirage built by your emotions and your own longing. Now that she is gone, you face a brutal reality that love, in its rawest and truest form, is never as pure and unbreakable as it once seemed. Most men make the mistake of building their entire world around a woman, pouring in time, energy, and emotion, believing that what she feels will stay the same forever. But feelings are like the tides. They shift, they move, and they are ruled by forces far beyond our control. One moment she says she loves you with all her heart. And the next, she stands in another man's arms, acting like you were never even part of her life. You are left there, broken and confused, asking yourself how she could move on so easily. But the answer is simple. She never loved you in the way that you loved her. Men tend to love with loyalty, with reason, and with a sense of permanence, while women often love based on the emotion of the moment, driven by excitement and the thrill of something new. When the emotional high begins to fade and the relationship settles into routine, she may start looking elsewhere, not because you failed, and not because you were not enough, but because her love was never something you could own. That is the cruel illusion, the belief that love is eternal and that devotion guarantees forever. The Stoic man sees through this illusion and understands that everything in life, even love, is fleeting. And he does not beg for permanence in a world where nothing is truly permanent. Instead, he embraces the beauty of detachment, stepping back when others would cling, letting go when others would plead, and finding strength in acceptance. When most men spiral into desperate calls, endless texts, and pathetic begging for another chance, the Stoic man stands still, unshaken, and lets her walk away. He knows the ultimate truth. She was never something he could possess. And losing her was not the loss of a treasure, but the loss of an illusion. That is where real strength is born, when you stop clinging, when you stop seeing love as something you can hold on to, and you start living without fear of losing anything. You become untouchable, you command respect without asking for it. The man who cannot be broken by love cannot be broken by anything, and the man who does not chase is the man who is chased, because mystery and strength draw others in without effort. The man who does not need her is the man she will regret losing the most. And the man who does not beg is the man who is remembered long after others are forgotten. It is time to embrace this mindset fully, to stop seeing her absence as your loss, and start seeing it as your greatest lesson. You were not defeated. You were set free. And now, for the first time, you have the chance to truly see the world for what it is. The illusion has been shattered, and from now on you move forward with open eyes and unshakable strength. Control your emotions, control your life. She expects you to break apart and lose yourself. She expects you to drown in your emotions, desperate to find a way to pull her back into your life. She expects you to lash out in anger, to react without thinking, and to crumble under the heavy weight of heartbreak. And that is exactly why you must not give her what she expects. Because the moment you let your emotions control you, you hand over your power, and you lose. A weak man is the one who lets his feelings guide his actions, who texts her late at night hoping for one last conversation, who stalks her social media trying to find signs that she regrets leaving, and who drowns himself in sadness, believing that his happiness depended on her love. But a stoic man knows something deeper, something stronger, because he knows that the man who controls his emotions is the man who controls his entire life. Think about this clearly. When you let your emotions take over, you start acting without thinking, driven by fear, by pain, and by desperation. And every time you do this, you give her more control over your mind and heart. The more you react, the more she sees that she still owns a part of you. And when she notices that, she does not feel sorry for leaving, she feels validated in her choice. That is why a stoic man moves differently than the rest. He does not hide his emotions. He does not lie to himself about the pain, but he learns to master it completely. He does not run from the hurt, but he never lets it control his actions. Because he knows that real strength is not having no emotions, but refusing to be ruled by them. Imagine it like this. Inside you, a fire burns made from your pain, your anger, and your frustration. A weak man will let that fire burn out of control and destroy him from the inside. But a stoic man will take that fire and use it as fuel to build himself stronger, to rise higher and to evolve into someone greater. That is where true power comes from. Not from loving blindly, not from begging for someone to stay, but from staying calm and steady even when everything around you falls apart. The moment you stop reacting, the moment you stop needing her to validate you, and the moment you stop caring whether she regrets her decision or not, that is when you truly win. And here's the part she will never see coming. When she notices that you were unaffected, that you did not spiral into sadness, that you did not chase after her, and that you did not break down. That is when the doubt will creep into her mind and make her question everything she thought she knew. Because women are drawn to strength, to mystery, and to the unknown, and the man she cannot predict will always become the man she can never forget. This is why you must master yourself completely. You must refuse to react, you must refuse to chase, and you must never give her the satisfaction of seeing you weak. Step back from the chaos, breathe deeply, and take full control of yourself. Because you are no longer the man who begs for love, who pleads for attention, or who needs someone else to complete him. You are now the man who stands tall without fear, who walks away without a second glance, and who remains calm and unshaken by anything that happens around him.